Bros Before Shows.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Bros Before Shows. I'm Scotty.
I'm Will.
And we are with our guest today, Mr.
Michael Keith or Twinkie.
with...
Vault Gaming.
So, what is Vault Gaming?
Vault Gaming is an idea that me and Will had about a year and a half ago. We wanted to create a gaming truck that we could take to kids' birthday parties, to Comic Cons, to any type of event, and to promote your friends playing together, because online gaming has taken over everything, and there's nothing of sitting together with friends like in a room and smack talking each other while you're sitting there. So what we've done is we've took a 1990 P30 Chevrolet step van, looks like a UPS truck, and Will has painted it into an awesome Fallout theme. I have turned around and put all the electrical stuff on it, TVs, lights, just anything like that. We've redone the inside. We've got a bathroom in it, a shower, and a toilet, and one day we'll have our trailer that we can put the stuff in, so we can finish the back of it into basically an RV. So whenever we take it to a Comic Con, we just stay in the truck.
Yeah.
And so what we've done, and this truck gets upgraded and upgraded all the time. Every time I do a party and I get money for the party, it goes back into the truck for something, for buying games, buying more TVs, it just whatever. Lights. So lights, yeah. I have a lot of lights on the truck. It looks like a UFO going down the street. So what I've got is as far as right now, there are 15 TVs on the truck, and there are 13 gaming consoles. We have an Atari, an NES, a Super NES, a Sega Genesis. We have a PlayStation 1, 2, 4, and 5. Yes, we got a PlayStation 5, and yes, we paid PlayStation 5 money for it. I've got a Switch on there. I've got a Nintendo 64. I've got the Super Nintendo. I even have mounted 2 TVs on the front bumper, and I play nothing but 80s and 90s cartoons on it, because these kids, they don't know what Thundercats are. No. They don't know what He-Man is. And when I go do a birthday party, I ask the kid, what do you like? What TV shows do you like? What movies do you like? Do you like the Avengers? Do you like Star Wars? Oh, I love Star Wars. Cool, we're going to watch Star Wars this whole dang party is what we're going to do. We're going to put on the first one, and as long as I'm here, we're going to keep going with it. And it turned out, we launched it July 1st at the first South Mississippi Toy Fest.
Toy Fest, right.
And when we started, we had 6 TVs and 6 consoles. Now, we have more consoles than that. Between both of us, I think we're missing...
about 10 or 12.
Yeah, something like that, because we just got in television a couple months ago. We got another Atari. We're Atari poor. And so we have all that, and I just keep adding more stuff to it. And more and more tents. We looked at getting like an RV canopy and put on it, but we worked a festival one time that the wind came through and it broke the people's on one of the food truck. One of the food truck, it broke it, and I said, you know what? For $3,000, I don't want to buy something that's going to break in the wind. So we just use pop-up tents. If we break one, which happens, yeah, it's $40. So I set up one time, and it was just too windy, and the wind took it in the parking lot. Like, it just took it 50 feet in the air, and I just kind of looked at it, and I was like, well, that just happened. So, but I do it too. We love doing this. My kids love working this truck.
You make them help you with it.
Oh, yes, they do.
but they get to play the video games and stuff for free.
They do.
Right?
Beat them.
Yes.
Halo 5.
Yeah. My
Assassin's Creed, I think.
They do. Yeah, they
unlock characters.
Yeah, poor Tucker. We had gotten the Wii U and got Mario Kart 8 for it. Well, nothing was unlocked. So I made him one night sit down and play that game until he unlocked all the levels and almost all the characters.
Oh, wow.
Like, he came in, he's like, Daddy, I'm tired of playing video games. It's like, you're not done. We have business. We have to finish this.
Go to your room and play
Yeah.
Mario Kart.
So what he does now with the Switch is, because he can play it in the back of the truck whenever
Right.
we're going to events.
Yeah.
So he's unlocking stuff on our Smash Brothers game. When you get the Switch Smash Brothers, there's only 8 characters unlocked.
Yeah.
Whenever you get done with it, there's like 50.
Yeah.
So he sits there and he unlocks all the characters for us. That way the kids
Can they just pick their favorite?
they can just go and play.
That's sweet.
We got an Xbox 360 that we have. We actually just acquired the original Xbox.
Yep.
And when I opened it up, it had Halo 1 in it, the very first Halo.
Yep.
That works. And just an FYI, if you play that system and play that game, you better be in a dark room or you're not going to see it. Because
And it's so long.
Yeah, very long. Just, again, I want to promote friends playing together in the same room. Yeah, online you can play with your friend that's.
But the actual physical system.
The system's there
You're
beside you.
there with your buddies, like
Yeah.
real time.
I actually have
Making memories.
Making memories, exactly. And on like the Xbox 360, I've got one of the first Call of Duty games. It's World at War, and it's got the first zombies that they came out with, which is a big thing now. Everybody loves playing zombies. We have stayed up hours and hours and hours playing zombies. Well, I have a thing on the truck, and I tell them, the kids, if you can get to level 20 on that zombies, I'll give you a T-shirt.
Okay.
No one's done it.
Oh no.
I had 2 teenagers play it for about an hour and a half, and they got to 18 and
So close.
didn't listen to me. I was like, I wouldn't leave. I wouldn't part each other. I'd stay together. And they said this, and they both died. And they're like, "Do we still get a T-shirt?" I said, "No, you didn't get a level 20. That's the deal." So, but it's just, man, I can't tell you how many times that I've been flagged down on the interstate. You know this.
Right.
You driving the truck too, and people just taking pictures and giving you thumbs up. I've started getting some of the little Fallout figures, and I've been putting them in the dash so that people, they're like, "Oh, that is a Fallout truck," because it says Vault Tech right on the side of it. Only downside to the truck, and I don't think Will had run into this, because it says radioactive on the back, and it's just a different truck. One, my neighbors don't know what to think about it. Like, I got a lot of text messages on what this truck was in my front yard. But when I go to other towns, especially ones that's not seen it, I get pulled over by the police.
Because they think
They don't know what it is. And I get it. I understand. They have questions. I did 13 years as a police officer, but I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't pull that truck over. Get it out of my county. Get it somewhere else. But man, it's turned into. It's been some hard work. I don't even know how many hours we have in this truck. There's been several times that, like the day before the show, that we would go to the company that I work at, and I'm allowed to use the shop because all my tools are there. And we would be there from 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, trying to upgrade this truck. And it's crazy. You don't think of how much time that something like this is until you get working on it. Like, I ran wires on that thing to do spotlights and to do stuff like that, and it took, man, what did we work on it from like 6 o'clock to like 3 in the morning, like 9 hours.
We've worked on it multiple times till almost 12 at night.
Yeah.
So like moms, they can just like rent you.
They can
for
rent
like
it.
a couple hours, and then like
What I usually
moms don't have to do anything because you're there. And
that's right. We are the entertainment. Mom and Dad have to do cake and ice cream and point at the truck. And I go through my little rules on the truck of, hey, no running around the truck. A lot of kids don't understand that these consoles, the controllers have cords.
yeah, right.
They think everything's wireless.
No.
We didn't know what wireless was until, was it PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360?
Yeah, I don't think 2 had wireless.
I think you could get a GameCube controller that was wireless, but it was very glitchy.
I don't remember that. I don't think I played GameCube. But
I got one, but I didn't have that. I've got like a 25-foot cable, so I could play anywhere. Play anywhere in the road.
Extension.
Yeah, a dog runs through and unplugs it, and you die. So, and they don't understand that. You know, I tell them they're running around the truck. Absolutely no food or drinks anywhere near this truck.
Of course.
They don't understand that. And like a lot of this stuff is older than me. Like the NES console came out in '83. I was born in '84. It's older than I am.
I mean, my brother and dad, they had Atari. I had an original Nintendo.
And that's '79.
And I didn't get that until I was like 1990, I think. 89. I got my regular Nintendo.
You know what I made my kids do?
Mm-mm.
They were not allowed to play the Xbox or the PlayStation until they learned how to play that N64.
Ah,
They-
smart.
yeah.
Because it evolved, it grew.
and trying to teach these kids at these parties, and it cracks me up because they don't know how to hold the Nintendo 64 controller. They don't have a clue. They don't understand there's 3 handles, and it's made that way so if you're left-handed or right-handed, you can just switch. And they hold it like this, and then I'm like, no, hold the middle. It's got a joystick, and there's a trigger there so you can shoot. And they hold it like this and try to hit it, and I'm like, and I walk up behind them. I'm like, put your hand here, put your hand here. I promise it's easier. It feels weird at first, but this is a lot easier than what you're trying to do.
That's what we had.
That was what we grew up on, and
like when I first got my Switch, I was like,
what is this sorcery?
Yeah.
But man, another thing that I've done is the younger kids don't understand the cartridge changing. Like they don't get what we used to do, which was possibly the worst thing that you could do to a video game.
Oh gosh,
was
take the cartridge out.
Yeah, and blow into it. Yeah, just put spit on it. That'll work. And I actually keep a thing of alcohol and Q-tips on the truck. So if we do change a cartridge, which is not often, I can actually clean it and it start working.
Wow.
What I've done is I have found that some manufacturers make, like on my Nintendo 64, I got one cartridge that's got 310 games on it. That is every game that is on the 64. Now, there's like 4 games I can't play because I don't have the expansion pack. I only have a jumper pack on it.
No.
But other than that, you just...
So you don't need to switch them out. You just need that.
No.
Just need that one.
I bought one for that. We got one for the Super Nintendo.
Right.
It's got 110 games on it. I bought one for the NES, but we've never used it because everybody plays Duck Hunt.
Because you got the TV that will actually...
Yeah,
right.
That's another thing with the truck is I've got 3 or 4 tube TVs because some of these older consoles will not play on LED TV. I got excited at the house whenever we first rebuilt that NES. And I said, oh man, I'm going to play Duck Hunt on a 75-inch TV. This is going to be awesome. Plugged it up, started pulling the trigger, nothing. And I did some research on it, and the gun is actually like a little camera. And what it does is it takes pictures of the pixels. That's how it works. So it doesn't understand what a LED or a plasma TV is. And
Nintendo hasn't done anything. I think Jay mentioned it in one of the episodes.
He did. He said, please, Nintendo, give us Duck Hunt back.
Yes, please, Nintendo. I would like to play it on a big TV with friends. Give me a shotgun so I can hit the duck better instead of a pistol. So, just saying.
Awful.
But man, like it's I'll explain how to do a party. So for a 3-hour party, it's roughly 6 hours of work for me.
Because you got to set up.
But it takes me 2 hours to set this truck up, and that's with 3 people. And if my kids listen, they don't all the time. So if it runs smoothly, it's an hour and a half to 2 hours, and it takes about an hour to break it down if all 3 of us are working.
Yeah.
I've done it by myself. That was I got my money's worth that day. So I definitely was wore out at the end of the day. Y'all have helped me set up a couple of times at festivals, and
you recently set up at River City at our first
I did.
Comic-Con.
I did. I set up at
Vicksburg.
River City,
Yeah.
and they spoiled me because they put me inside the convention center. And if you want me inside the convention center, I will not argue. I would love to be inside any convention center in the air conditioner.
I'll put a description to Vault Gaming in the description box,
Yeah.
so they can contact you. You can book the truck. And everything.
Price varies on location.
Yeah.
I try to do 3-hour parties, and I do two time slots on Saturday. I do a 12 to 3, and I do a 6 to 9. Lately, everybody's been wanting to do 6 to 9 because we are in Mississippi, and it's just hot.
It's cooler.
Yeah, it's a
Those
lot
hours.
cooler in the evening, and plus the truck looks really awesome at nighttime.
Nice.
All the TV's going, and then all the spotlights I've put on it just lights it up real nice. But yeah, man, that's been kind of our little brainchild, and we're hoping when we get this truck 100% done. It's about 90% done right now,
Yeah.
but it functions fine. It's just Mr. Perfectionist between the both of us.
Upgrades.
And when we finally get it 100% done, where I don't have to do anything else to this truck but put fuel and change the oil in it, we're going to start truck 2. And that will be a surprise. So
I didn't know about that.
truck 2, we're going to, one thing we did decide to do is we're going to try to keep everything video game themed.
Mhm.
First truck's Fallout. Everybody loves Fallout. I've had people get in touch with me, talk about photo shoots with the truck,
Okay.
which is awesome. If you have a senior that wants to do a senior,
book it for a wedding.
yes, please. We
That's
like
something you
weddings.
haven't done.
We like adult parties.
We're also both ordained.
Yeah. We both decided to do
How about that?
to get ordained as ministers. That way, that we'll marry anybody. We don't care.
Anytime, anywhere.
Yep. If you want us to dress up in Fallout gear or whatever, or full priest gear, I bought the full priest gear to do
And
it.
say I do.
Yep. So man, it's turned into something fun. We put it in car shows.
Oh, you've won awards.
We
right?
have. We've gotten best in our category 3 times, and then we got a fan favorite O'Reilly Auto Parts
Nice.
that they gave us. That was awesome. And it shows me and Will the work that we've put in this, and just it's being recognized. And yeah, when you talk to people at the gas station, oh hey, that's cool. But when you got somebody that knows nothing about the video game and they just see the workmanship in this truck, and then you get an award for
it's
it,
impressive.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's Vault Gaming. It's Vault Gaming LLC on Facebook or Instagram.
Find them. Subscribe.
Always posting where we are, what we're doing. I try to do videos. We've connected with a lot of the food trucks, seeing how that's getting huge. And when they do food truck festivals, we kind of set up and we do just give entertain.
Yeah.
And
that's where like parents and kids can find out about it and then book you.
and book me, yeah.
For parties. So.
The furthest we've taken it, you took it to Georgia. That was a fun ride. Furthest I've taken it has been to Vicksburg, Mississippi, which is about 2 hours from our central location, or it's about 3 hours in that truck. The truck does not go fast. It does. It is happy at 55.
The other one will though.
Yeah, the other truck is going to be more of a show type truck, but it's still going to have TVs and stuff on it.
Okay.
I just want something that I could take to the car show, set up real quick, and maybe smoke somebody in a race.
There you go.
So
Got beat by a box truck.
So we've talked about the truck. Now let's talk about Twinkie. This is Bros Before Shows, so we talk about like our favorite like childhood toys, comics,
oh man,
and about going to
Cartoons.
conventions and stuff, cartoons.
Alright.
So what's your
No, go ahead.
So what was your favorite like?
growing up?
Let's talk about let's do the cartoon. What was your favorite cartoon as a kid? Like,
My favorite cartoon that I did not get to choose to watch. I have older brothers.
oh, so they always pick.
They always pick the cartoons. So I grew up on Thundercats. I grew up on He-Man. But as far as me picking, it's that Saturday morning when I got up and was able to get the TV first because my older siblings were teenagers at the time. And they
wake
slept all day.
wake up at 6 a.m.
Yeah,
Boom.
wake up 6 a.m. I got
Bowl
my
of
cereal. That's exactly right. On my 19-inch TV that's in the living room that we thought was huge then. man, I picked Inspector Gadget, G.I. Joe,
Right.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
course.
Fraggle Rock. Like
Fraggle Rock.
I still love Fraggle Rock. I'm not a fan of the reboot. I would rather watch the older stuff.
Are you talking about like the cartoon, or are you talking about like the puppets?
The
Because there
puppets.
was two. So that was on HBO.
Yes.
Like
So
HBO had Muppets.
they did, and that's even HBO now has all the Sesame Street stuff.
That is crazy. Wow.
And I think that they are the ones who rebooted Fraggle Rock.
Yeah. There is a reboot.
Yeah.
A friend of mine knows somebody that's in it.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I'm kind of linked to that world.
That's cool.
Nice.
But yeah, that's what I grew up on. And then as I got because I was born in the mid '80s, so as I got more into the '90s, cartoons got they got better. I was able to watch like Captain Planet and Spider-Man, Batman, X-Men.
That was great.
Those '90s superhero cartoons were great, and I love that they are bringing back some of those characters in the new movies. But just those '90 ones were they were awesome, and I can sit there and remember just watching X-Men and thinking, man, this is awesome. I wonder what this would be like in real life. And then in early 2000s they did a live action movie.
Yeah, it was great.
And to me, did not go wrong with it. Like
I remember getting X-Men like Pizza Hut, like
Yes.
Pizza meals, like
the cups.
The
Yeah.
cartoon,
Yeah.
comic books. They did the series of comic books.
Yeah. And I remember Batman because I had all the cups from McDonald's, all the glass cups, and there was a set of 4 of them, and you just hope that your McDonald's had those 4 cups because you would go and I want that, and then they give it to you. You're like, I already got that one. Like, I want another one.
That was the Val Kilmer series, wasn't it?
Yes.
With,
the Batman Forever.
Yeah.
So, but as I got into school, and then like you get off the bus and you immediately go in it.
Who cares about homework? Forget
Homework was for
take an hour off.
hour. Wake up at 4 in the morning and do homework.
While you're on the bus.
While I'm on the bus. And I live behind the school.
So it's a very short ride.
Very short ride. Yeah, I got a lot of zeros because of. But I got into. I can remember whenever we first got full cable, and it wasn't like the little package, where you had like 12 channels.
Oh yeah.
But I remember whenever we got Nickelodeon and we had Disney and we had stuff like that, and I'd get off the bus and All Real Monsters was on, or Angry Beavers, or turn it to Disney and watch Tailspin and Gummy Bears.
Disney afternoon hour.
Yes, and that's stuff that I play on the truck. I did a party last weekend, and I put on Tailspin. And I had a 3-year-old not move in front of the TV. Like, she didn't move. Like, her daddy's like, hey, do you want to come swing or do this? And that child didn't move. She watched Tailspin the entire time. And whenever we did the last South Mississippi Toy Fest, the booth that was set up beside us, she kept coming to me. She goes, can I make a request? I said, baby, you out here all day. You tell me what you want to watch. She's like, I really would like to watch Gummy Bears. Got you. Found it. Started playing it. And it's just those memories, and that's what I love about the truck.
Yeah.
The kids love it. Yeah, it's video games, but the parents come up and it clicks. Man, I had that growing up. Well, play it. Play it. It's here.
I know. I've seen like dads and sons play GoldenEye together from '64. Just like
playing Doom. Duke Nukem in fact, me and Scotty did this because it's one of my favorite Super Nintendo games is Turtles in Time.
Oh yeah.
And we sat down at one of the festivals and about an hour and a half we beat the whole thing. Yeah, just went through it and I was like, oh well, that.
It was like we were playing it back at like church together.
Yeah, back whenever we grew up together. So yeah, we're neighbors. We only live 2 blocks, 3 blocks from each other. So. Back on the cartoons, back to that, I've never gotten out of the cartoon phase. And when my kids are 14 and 12, and growing up, where we lived at, we didn't have internet, we didn't have satellite, we didn't have cable. We lived so far out in the woods that they pumped sunlight to us. So, so I got to pick what the kids watched. I wanted my kids to be into Thomas the Tank Engine.
Okay.
So I just bought a couple of the movies. Ty loved it. And let me tell you, we owned everything Thomas the Tank Engine had. Everything. When he grew out of it, I had the big totes. I'm talking about like the 55-gallon totes.
Yeah.
I had 3 of them, full of trains, full of tracks, full of the town. And there's times at our house that I set it all up because the trains were battery powered, and they pull as many dang cars as you could do it, and you could just have a whole bunch of them going at one time. And I would put them through the house, and he loved it. And it was a way for us to connect. When Ty got up in the morning and I got up for work, Thomas the Tank Engine come on PBS because that was the only channel what we really got, and then Curious George came on. So that's what we watched.
Yeah. That's like Will with his daughters. Like he got into My Little Pony and Care Bears.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and now Strawberry Shortcake.
So
stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, you
got to find a way to bond with them on their level.
Yeah, you fall in love with what they like.
Exactly.
You know? And then they fall in love with what you like too.
So
sometimes. Yeah.
I would buy, because I have a massive DVD collection, and I have not bought DVDs in probably 7 years. Mm-hmm. Like the last DVDs I bought Ready Player One because that's an awesome movie, but I bought the John Wicks. I
love that series.
Yeah, I do too. I'm ready for the next one. And so I would buy them. I bought them a lot of Disney movies. They got into Cars, got into Toy Story, and Fox and the Hound. I can't tell you how many times we watched 101 Dalmatians. Daddy put on the dog movie. Daddy put on the dog movie. I put on the dog movie, buddy. We probably watched it 10 times in one day. But if you have kids, that's what you do, and you get tired of stuff. Like,
I'm sure a lot of parents can relate to Frozen, Moana, all of them.
Even start with
wonderful
Frozen.
Disney films.
I'm not a fan of Frozen. I like Olaf, and that's about it. So they, I started buying old TV series. I remember Circuit City whenever they went out of business, and all their series went down to $3 and $5. I ran a credit card up, like maxed a credit card out on TV series, and I got a whole bunch of stuff that I liked, but I got a whole bunch of stuff for the kids.
Okay.
And that just gave them something to watch that I grew up on, and it's no offense to anybody, the new cartoons suck. Like they're not good. Even my kids say that. They're like, this is not a good cartoon series. I was like, I completely agree with you. Like, they don't make any sense. At least with the cartoons that we grew up on,
we had stories. You know,
well, not just the stories, but you had like a life lesson at the end of it. Like G.I. Joe and
He-Man too.
He-Man and
till next time, kids.
Yeah, till next time. Inspector Gadget. Don't put that fork in that electrical socket. You'll turn out like me. And just.
Yeah.
But man, the old ways are gone, and the whole thing with the truck and with me and me how I raise my kids is I'm trying to keep the older stuff kind of alive.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so tell us about
Lord,
your newest obsession.
Which one? We went to a toy fest today, a toy festival that I spent too much money on.
And then spent more after.
And then spent more after because they're like, we need to go to this comic book store.
That is not my fault.
Nor mine. I take no responsibility.
Okay. I knew nothing about this world until I got with these two. Like, I knew people collected Star Trek, and I knew that they collected Star Wars, but my brother's a huge Star Trek fan, probably had everything from the 90s. Which obviously you do too now.
Sorry.
But I didn't know of some of these toys that they have, and never even seen stuff. Like, you just got the Conehead. You have the Coneheads now.
Figures, yeah.
I didn't know that was a toy. Now I want them all. I have gotten into. I've always been a Star Wars fan. I'm not a huge diehard. Like, I can't point at all the figures and be like, oh, well, that's so and so, and he's worth this. I enjoy the stories. I enjoy the movies,
and that's fine.
And I love Legos, and so I collect Star Wars Legos, and I've had to build special shelves in my kitchen. When you go in my kitchen, it's nothing but Star Wars.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Nothing but Star Wars. I have blueprints of droids. I have blueprints of ships that I have gotten. I have a lot of the vintage ships and stuff like that just hanging from my ceiling. If you're taller than me, you're going to hit your head on some toy somewhere. I have so many Lego Star Wars that I've bought in the past few months that it's weeks, days, and that I've already run out of room and I have to build more shelves. A lot of people they like to army build. Mm-hmm. A lot of people have droid armies. They have clone trooper armies. They have stormtrooper armies. I wanted to be different. I love any of the stories that deal with Tatooine, and which is it's the desert planet. And I love the Jawas. I love the Tusken Raiders. And I decided I'm just going to buy every Jawa and Tusken Raider that I find, and that's what I've done. And it's slowly getting bigger and bigger, and they're going to need another chef for too long.
Make your armies.
Yeah, and I love 80s stuff, and I've talked about the 80s cartoons that I love. I love the 80s toys. I love Ghostbusters. It's just the first time that I saw it when I was little. Loved it.
You made a memory of it. So.
I did, and it's one of the few memories that I have of a movie that I actually sat down and watched with my mom. And she probably won't remember it, but I can still remember us sitting down and that being on, and the Marshmallow Man coming through, and I actually bought a Marshmallow Man today to add to my collection. I do collect. I like the '86 version of the Ghostbusters. I've got almost one of every figure, and I'm working on the monsters now. And every time we go to one of these shows, I buy one or two of the monsters. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times I don't even care about condition because it's not something that I'm looking at reselling. I don't want to make money. It's the fact that I have it.
Yeah.
And it's with my collection.
Never had grown up.
Yeah, and those were not toys that I had growing up. I had a ton of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I think you had Hot Wheels too.
Oh yeah, we had a little accident in the past 2 weeks. My house flooded. We had to rip all the hardwood floors up. And in my old bedroom, I have my childhood house now. In my old bedroom, my mom painted Ellisville on the floor, and for my Hot Wheel cars. And it brought back a memory when I saw you saw it whenever you came over.
It was pretty cool.
So I passed all my Hot Wheels down to my kids.
Okay.
We still have them. They're in a box. And if they get rid of them, we're gonna throw hands. So, but they have learned through being with me and being with Will and Scotty that we don't get rid of toys.
No,
we don't get rid of toys at all. Even the broken ones we can fix, and we'll keep them. Man, I had Hot Wheels. I had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I didn't have as much stuff as like I wanted because like the sewer system that you have.
Yeah, you've got the sewer.
Yeah, he's got the sewer system. I wanted the sewer system. I had the blimp.
I had the blimp too.
I remember having the blimp. I didn't have the van.
I never had the blimp. I never had any of that stuff. I only had the figures. Me and Mark went to a show, and a buddy of mine had a tote, and he's like, "You want this?" I was like, "I don't need it." I knew what it was, but I didn't know how complete it was. I just want a bunch of junk. He's like, "Give me $10 for it." I gave you $10 for it. So before we called it a night, me and Mark did a trade, and Mark put it together. It's 70% complete. So I was like, "I'll buy that back from you." So I bought it back from him, and then I went on the binge of let's buy all these Ninja Turtles. So yeah, that's my first sewer system.
Well, they originally did like 8 turtles or 8 or 10 figures first, and then they of course expanded. Now there's like what, 200 almost or something like that? It's so
I don't know. Just digging through that bin today, I was like,
Oh, no.
I was like, I'm not. I love them, and I may collect those one day.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get the majority of the collections that I have going on.
Yeah. You have to be disciplined at this, or
Yeah.
you'll go crazy.
I see that you got like something special today.
Oh yeah.
Which one?
Both.
Something. It's like
All of them. I'm a wrestling fan. I'm an old school wrestling fan. I love the early 90s through the 90s, which is the Attitude Era. I got this. This is the '89 Ultimate Warrior Intercontinental title. He was the only one to have it as yellow. The Intercontinental title, they changed colors depending on who the wrestler was. And some of them wanted white, some wanted blue. Like Goldust, his was gold. And it matched his suit. Most of the time it was a black belt with the gold and all. But
oh yeah, I see.
And then I decided that I needed a newer WWE Championship. So I got this, and it is the bedazzled one. And this thing is heavy. This is what I'm hoping will be. They got 3 different metal versions of it. They have one that this is actually rhinestones. These are just rhinestones, but they have cubic zirconia in it, and that's about $1,500 to $2,000 belt. That is not this. But they have, and the other 2 go by weight. You got a 5-pound and an 8-pound, and it's basically the metal.
Mm-hmm.
That $2,000 one, all this is actually gold plated. It's 10 karat gold. This is just brass. But I came across it today, and I have a couple of belts already, and I was like, you know what?
Why not?
Apparently, I need another belt or 2. I'm running out of room for stuff. But yeah, this goes with my my wrestling thing. I actually still watch the wrestling. Peacock has got every.
Those are the old matches.
It's got every old match. It's got every pay-per-view. It has everything in it, and you can go, hey, I want to watch the 1993 WrestleMania. Pull it up. No commercials, no nothing, and you can just go straight through. If you just want to go to a match, go to the match. And I'm rewatching, which is the Attitude Era, which was way before this belt. The Attitude Era is about 1996, 1997 to 2000, 2001. That's when The Rock was its hype. Stone Cold Steve Austin, the Legion of Doom. That was that era, and that's kind of the era of WWE whenever they were pushing the limits on TV. Yeah. They started doing like bra and panty matches for the girls, and like it was a weird time for WWE. Oh yeah,
drinking beer on stage.
Drinking beer on stage, and Stone Cold is still my favorite.
Entertainment.
It is. And that's what it is. It's wrestling entertainment. So. But yeah, that's I bought these, and I love them. I do. I'm a collector that usually keeps everything. I'm not one who sells. I would rather go to the. We'll put them down here. Get them out of the way. So when something comes to my collection, that's where it stays. It really and truly, it's not like it goes there to die. It goes on display.
Yeah.
And
show it off.
And I love, like I said, I love Ghostbusters. I got into Lego Star Wars or anything Star Wars. I have so much Star Wars stuff. I don't have as much as this one.
I don't have a lot. Your brother has a lot.
Oh, G.I. Joe's. And Star Wars.
Both. Like, my toys... I come to his collection to see what I'm missing. So,
Guilty.
Yeah, it happens. Another thing that I love is 80s stuff. Give me that. The
DeLorean?
Yeah, him and the DeLorean. Yeah.
Oh,
and give me that too. Yeah. So again, I love 80s stuff. This isn't authentic 80s, but I mean it's the DeLorean from
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
It's iconic.
Yes. Lights up.
Nice.
It's awesome. Doors come up. flip.
Wheels go
So you know it's after the second movie. So this was awesome. It goes on my 80s shelf. I got a certificate to being a Ghostbuster. And this is 1984, 86, 84, and I'll frame it and put it up with all my other Ghostbuster stuff. I got at the house I have an Alf doll, and you don't see him anymore.
Alf, yeah.
I love Alf. I still will watch the Alf show. It's funny. I got a Pee Wee Herman at our last one that may or may not be haunted. When you pull the string on it, it can't decide if it wants to go real fast or if it wants to sound like something from The Exorcist. But I love it. It's creepy, and I have him where he sits on my internet router, and he just kind of looks. And I have roommates, and sometimes I reposition them.
Oh, no, you don't.
Yes, I do. And it's funny because they're like, this thing moved. I was like, it's always been that way.
No.
I also have him where he holds a Ouija board plaque.
No, that's just too much.
So,
no, they're gonna
I like
leave.
it.
They're gonna turn
Yeah.
their notice and they're gone.
yeah, probably so. I'll get some people,
Somebody
some weird
than
people
us.
like me that love stuff like
That's
that.
hilarious.
Man, I got some original like Toy Story toys on it from whenever I was.
Those are popular now.
Yeah, and these are the 95 figures that they had. I got a whole bunch of little, just random little figures that we run into sometimes. We'll be cleaning up, and he'll be like, "Where did this come? Here, you put it on your shelf." And I do the same thing. I'll find stuff and I give it to him.
We give stuff to each other all the time.
We're always trading something, or not even trading.
Or finding, like, if you're at Joe Fest recently, you were like, I need Tusken Raider, I need Boba
I do.
Fett.
And Slimer.
And Slimer.
Got my
We found
Slimer.
all of it.
I got my.
With your brother Mark, we
Yeah.
all found
Yeah.
what you needed.
I got an authentic 86 Slimer that I've completed. And other than it being in a package, which I'm not the person that needs to buy anything in a package because I will open it. Like, I want the loose stuff. I want the loose toys.
Yeah. So you don't deal with the graded, like,
Nope.
AFA?
It is for
CAS,
personal
all
use.
that, like, yeah.
I don't care what it's worth to somebody else.
Yeah, I just love, like, to touch it, like you know.
It's worth more to me.
Yeah.
So, and even some of the little weird toys that I have a Transformers chess set that I love. I've had since the first movie came out. The first reboot movies, not the animated ones. And I love it. It's on display. It stays on display. Me and my 12-year-old will sit down and we'll play chess every now and then. And it's neat when people come in and they're like, hey, look at this, or hey, look at that. And it's an attention getter and a conversation piece. So, man, like, I don't know. It's y'all have brought me into this world of toys.
You're welcome.
And
You're
yeah,
welcome.
yeah, I do appreciate it. I bought a lot of Lego figures today, and I have a display case that they're all in, and so I will be getting more and more and more stuff.
Well, with that being said, any last words, or is that anything you want to say to the audience? Like,
anything else that you
The
want?
only thing I usually ask everybody is, what is the very first toy that you remember playing with as a kid?
The very first toy that I remember playing as would be some of the big Tonka trucks. I had those and
The metal ones.
the metal die-cast trucks.
so the heavy ones.
Yeah,
Like, it's plastic now, but
Real.
Well, I have some of my dad's stuff that he had. Like, I've got these 50s cowboy figures, like they're big 12-inch.
He had some of his dad's old figures.
oh,
Yep.
Like a erector sets
In
or
the
yeah.
remember?
We found them in the attic, my grandmother's attic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, this was like the Lone Ranger stuff and just cowboys and Indians.
Nice.
And I have a 50s model Lionel train set that was his, and it's still in the they put it back in, my grandmother put it back in the package and all. And it's one of those things that I'll never get rid of. I've got a lot of music equipment too.
Yeah.
That being a musician also, but I've acquired things from family. Like I have like a 50s model bass guitar that may not be worth nothing to anybody else, but it was my dad's that he played in the Navy band whenever he was in the Navy.
See,
and I've got one of the amps that he had, and it's just, yeah, it's old and it's 50s and 60s and 70s stuff, and it's not worth anything to anybody else, but I can't put a price tag on that, and there's nobody could come in and be like, I'll buy that for such and such, because I won't get rid of it.
That's right. Yeah.
So and that's how a lot of my collection is turning into. I would love to pass it down to my kids one day. Mm-hmm. I've gotten them to where Tucker's collecting Star Wars stuff.
Okay.
And, his
So
bedroom
it
is
continues.
it continues. Ty doesn't really collect a lot of stuff. He's my gamer.
Okay.
So he's always building computers or.
He's more like the technical. Yeah.
He's gonna be the technical one. He's gonna be the one that's gonna get me in trouble for hacking into something off my internet, and I'm gonna be in trouble.
He's gonna change his grades at school. Like.
Yeah, they'll be alright when they get out of parchment. So, but that's man. I remember more of my kids' toys, their first toys that they got. I think I bought every Transformer toy from the first movies that they had. And just a letter of advice, if you decide to buy a younger child that, buy two. You keep one as a car and you keep one as a robot, because that changing back and forth will drive you up the wall. Because you will change it, and then they're like, okay, Daddy, I want a robot now. And you spend 20 minutes trying to change it back to a robot for him to play 2 seconds with it. Go, okay, it's time to change it back to a car.
No.
So we just bought
get the expensive one where
We
you
lost
just
it.
turn it on and
Yeah.
it just does it by itself. Yeah.
That's like the F on the shelf died during COVID at my house.
All right, folks, that's it for us. Mr. Twinkie for
Thank
the
y'all for
Bros
having me.
Before shows. Yeah, it's glad to have you.
Being
Man.
here.
Yeah, and check out Vault Gaming online on Facebook, Instagram, and like their page and book them.
Yeah,
They got it all.
Come check the truck out. A lot of times we set up at some festivals for free. That way, if your child thinks that maybe they want the truck for their birthday, they can come try the truck out.
There you go.
You know.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Thanks for being here, man.
Thank y'all.
All right, see y'all next time.
Thank you.